Content over everything.
I know nothing about Somalia. You get me? I don't know what's going on in your country, fam. I know some madness is going on in your country, fam. Right.
That's propaganda, bro.
Is it propaganda? Yeah. So what about the government? Your government's everything's.
It's calm, bro.
What about for like violence? For me, Jamaica, yeah. People talk about Jamaica and talk about gangsters, and I go to Jamaica, I don't see that shit.
Same here. Same with Somalia.
Yeah, okay.
Because we're rolling, yeah?
But obviously, when little things happen, it gets magnified, basically. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's like, for example, hey, bro. So basically, yeah, like if you go to Somalia, there is no war. There is no explosions everywhere. Because when you see on TV, they won't show you the productive things the government is doing. You get me? Like
you have to go and find it yourself.
You have to go and find it yourself. So like, for example, some people, or let's say people like kids who their parents happen to be Jamaican, don't want to go to Jamaica because they think Jamaica is a violent place. You know what I mean? We have the same problem with the Somali youths. Like, not a lot of them are Muslim, yeah?
That weren't born there?
Yeah, they were born here, but they're afraid to go back. But it's just that, you know, I witnessed that before I went there, I was scared myself.
Okay, because you in your mind, you was thinking, but that's other people's opinion.
But when I went there, I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to leave. I was like, nah, man. Yeah, I know.
But it's mad the propaganda how...
What's the topic?
Actually, we're talking about Somalia. Like, is it like you know how propaganda spreads Somalia? You know how they go like
topic. It's a good topic.
You know how they go like Somalia is a terrible place. There's terrorists. There is war. There's tribal. There's civil war and all that kind of stuff. Or failed states. You know, all these things they throw at Somalia. Or like the pirates. Like how they say the pirates are people who like bad people. Well, they were just fishermen. Yeah? Like, let me just put that out there. Yeah. Actually, there's a lot of Somali youth who get bullied. Yeah. For the sake of that, like saying forehead pirate or whatever. Like they give them names, innit? But what you don't understand is that these pirates that we're talking about, they're not even pirates. They were fishermen, and this is what happened. The Chinese people, exactly. The Italians, Chinese, and all these other powerful people, they will come to our shores, right, and fish. And when a fisherman goes to the shore to fish, right, they will shoot at them, or they would actually pour, what's it called, one of those hot liquid water, whatever it is they do. And also, what else they did is that to keep us away from the sea, they started dumping toxic waste near the shore. And then later on, what you would see, fish coming out dead. So obviously some people are not well educated.
These are the higher powered countries.
The Italians, they did a documentary on that. The Italian government said they actually did a whole documentary on how they were dumping toxic waste in the Somali waters. You know, because most countries...
Imagine they're telling you at your face that we did this.
Because we have nuclear, you know, something called nuclear power plants. And the nuclear power plants, it brings out nuclear waste in it. The nuclear power plants here, they give off waste. And that waste there, if you put it in the underground here, it stays there for years, for thousands of years. So no country here wants to have this, what's it called? Nuclear waste in their land, because it's going to be there forever, for ages. So they decided, look here, we're going to drop it in the Somali Ocean, because the Somali waters here was like the only place here which is like unguarded. Most places they had like, because we lost our government in it, our government collapsed everything, so there was no like coast guards or anything. So they think they could just go there and dump it, you know. But you can't dump it anywhere else. If you dump it in like Yemen or wherever, there's coast guards. If you dump it in Egypt, there's coast guards. You can't do it. But Somalia, there was nobody, so they dumped it. And they kept dumping it, and then finally, so there was.
For how long?
That's how we got the pirates. That's how the pirates came about.
For how long? Dumping.
For a long time.
Still doing it today.
Yeah, I think they stopped because of the
right now what they're doing is that they are illegally fishing.
Yeah, they're doing illegal fishing still.
Illegal fishing from our shores or from our ocean. So, anyways, let me continue with that part. Basically, what happened is this. So when
and he even washed up on shore. You know the toxic barrels, he washed up on shore on the Somali shore.
You know the
and people take pictures of it.
That's not it. The dead fish that was intoxicated was not intoxicated. Toxicated is what I'm looking for. Like it's poisonous, isn't it? Like what was washed out to the shore.
Radiating.
then people think, wow, because they think it's a blessing from God. Because like most of them are not educated, yeah? Boom, they bring it out, they start eating it. People die out of different diseases that they've never heard of before, right?
And children born with like with some neck deformities that we never seen ever.
Imagine that. Also,
It's the same thing that happened with Vietnam.
Yeah.
Vietnam, the children, yeah, because it was Agent Orange or something, some chemical weapon that they used, and the children to this day they're coming out deformed and messed up. You know, and even the UN, I think they did a report on that, and how there's still consequences from these things, and that's how we Somalis, they were suffering as well to this day because of the toxic waste that they dumped. And that was the final straw. When people saw the barrels washing up here on shore, they knew something bad was happening. That's when the piracy and all that started.
Yeah, but also what happened is that when the fisherman goes to the sea, because for a while there was no fish around, so there are people that make money from fishing. So when they go out to the sea to fish, there's no fish. So there are certain people called Qusa. Qusa are in English like diver. So the main job for this guy to do is to dive down to the deep parts of the ocean and then see if there's any fish down there. And if there is, maybe, I don't know, he can bring them out, I don't know what he can do. But what would happen when the Qusa dives, guess what? He comes up dead.
Toxic, yeah.
Because of the waste. You get me? So right now they was like, you know what? We can't, like, this has to stop. So a group of them came together to stop this. So the first ship that they caught, obviously they got money from it, which I'm guessing. So when they saw this thing happening, then obviously there are always bigger corporates who think, right, we can make money from this, right?
It became a business, yeah.
It became a business.
But what I would say, yeah, do you know, they don't even come, you know, Somalis, yeah, usually we just use like normal fishing boats with like a motor and you just fish for the fish, like sustainable. But they come here with fishing trawlers, like massive ships that literally they drop yeah, they shoot a huge tent, and the tent, it goes all, like a net here, and the net goes all the way to the ground of the sea, and it rakes up everything. You know, it's called fishing trawlers. The big companies, like Iran was doing it, certain other countries, China, India,
America, Italy. You think about it.
Everybody was coming there. You know, Somalia has one of the best fishing spots in the world. We have the largest coastline. They go there, they drop the line, and they drag up everything. They even destroyed the coral reef, which the fish need. Because when you do that, that's damaging. They use dynamite, they use many things which is unethical, yeah? So this is why we condemned it. And you know, even countries, yeah, if you come in with a fishing trawler and you're trying to fish in some of these waters, yeah, you have to pay some money at least. You get me? It's like some countries, they have like an economic zone, which, okay, you can come in, you can fish, but you have to pay us money. You understand? So anyway, that's basically what happened. When the pirates came in, yeah, they set up like an economic zone. I'm not gonna lie, you know? So they're like, look, you can fish here, but okay, you have to pay us money afterwards. You know? So if they capture the ship here, they're like, we're not gonna keep the ship. We're like, you pay us the money, and then you can take your ship back, you know?
That was the thing, yeah. But they turned it to like a terrorist. Like, who started terrorizing first? Yeah. Who started killing up people? Who started like poisoning us? Yeah. Exactly. Who started? Yeah, for days, man.
And we're not saying the pirates are perfect. We're not saying it. Obviously, people they become greedy, and later on they become criminals.
I do agree.
But initially, they started off with pure mindset. It's like, look, we can't keep taking this violation. You understand? We're people as well. We live here. You know, imagine you living in that area, and somebody just violating you every time. You're not gonna put up with it. It's ridiculous. It's like the same thing with the slaves. If somebody's enslaving you, you're not gonna put up with it. You get me? You're gonna find the master. You're gonna kill him or something. You know, you're gonna liberate yourself because you can't live like this. And the same for them. They can't live like this here, where where the fish are being poisoned. They can't even eat. You know, if you see your family starving, you're not gonna put up with it.
Yeah. I like Khalid Yassin. I missed him. Is he not coming in this country anymore?
Khalid Yassin.
Yeah, brother Khalid Yassin, Miskin. I love him, this man. Yeah. You know him, yeah?
Which Khalid?
Yeah, Khalid Yassin, the convert. He's also a da'i, man. The black guy.
Which one? Oh yeah.
He used to debate the Christians and that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very beautiful talk.
Yeah. He speaks like with passion.
Yeah.
Anyways,
It's not just the fish being stolen. Talk about the wildlife as well.
Yeah, talk about your land and
lions used to have. They used to get poached by Arabs. And
Yeah, come close, bro. Come close in it. Now you can cover it, man. You can cover it. You can cover it. Come in. Come in.
Come in.
Come in through, bro. You can cover it, bro.
This is giraffe.
No, we do it. They are.
It's a big giraffe. Only known in Somali.
Yeah, it's called the Somali giraffe. It's unique to our region.
So I want to know.
And it's actually the most beautiful looking giraffe.
Yeah.
I want to know
Also,
exactly
there is
what effect has like the British colonized Somalia in any way?
Yeah.
Yeah, what effects has that had on
It colonized
Somalia?
the north. It has a huge effect even to this day.
Yeah.
Like Somalia, is like there's a division between the north and the east. And the east there was colonized by Italy, and the north was colonized by Britain. So to this day, there's still some feud that's happening, all because of the colonialism.
What about the west and the south?
Huh?
The west and the south?
No, like look Somalia, yeah, like the Puntland, all that region, the whole of east was colonized by Italy, and the Somaliland, what you call Somaliland, is colonized by Britain.
Okay.
So that's why they're trying to say, oh, we're an independent country because Britain colonized, Italy colonized you. It's ridiculous. Somalis, yeah, we're all the same people, same culture, same religion, same history. You know, there's
Same
nothing.
language.
We are literally the most homogeneous people, yeah, in Africa. And same religion, same even sect within the same religion, everything.
Imagine
There
also
is
this. Let me
same language. There's no way, there's no reason for us Somalis here to be divided. No reason whatsoever. But it's colonialism, and it has it still has its
suppress you.
its tentacles deep down in our history. It still has it. We are affected by colonialism to this day.
Yeah. But I want to say something I forgot.
Even the first war we went to, yeah, Somalis, it was because of colonialism. Because the Ethiopia, yeah, the eastern region is Somali region, but they gave it to Ethiopia. They gave it to our eternal enemy, our arch enemy since antiquity, innit? We were Somalis, Ethiopians, nothing against them, yeah, but we were beefing. I'm not gonna lie.
Why though?
They started the beef, innit? They started the beef.
It was just like
you have to go back in time.
yeah,
They
it was
started
just
the beef.
historical beef innit, between Somalis and Ethiopians. Yeah? Our region, Ogaden, never was.
Predominantly
Ogaden
Ethiopians are Christian.
Yeah, but there's Muslims as well. But the thing is, yeah, Somali Ogaden was never part of Ethiopia ever throughout history. It was always its own state, yeah, which is part of the Somalis. Yeah? So look, when the Britain was dividing up Africa, we said, yeah, look, we want Ogaden, that part of Ethiopia, we want it. And we wanted to make a one Somali state.
Greater Somalia.
Okay, Greater Somalia. So Djibouti, we wanted it. Djibouti is a Somali country.
NFD.
We wanted the north of Kenya, Northern Frontier District. That was a Somali area.
Eastern Kenya.
Yeah, we wanted the north. Yeah, the northeast.
Yeah, but they northeast, yeah.
Yeah, so we wanted that region. Yeah, but then they said no. So they said first. They said yeah, there's gonna be. We gotta let the people decide. So they made a vote. Ogaden decided we want to join Somalis. They said forget it. Because obviously Ethiopia helped them in the war and all that, so they gave to Ethiopia as a gift. Our region, a huge part of the region, and it has oil, a lot of stuff. Our own people are there, so they gave it to them, and we didn't like it. And the northern part of Kenya, northeast, is actually Somali territory, and they gave it to Kenya. Even though those people voted to join Somalia, you know, but they said forget about it. And after they said forget about it, they were rebelling. Because they wanted to join with the Somalis, yeah? And then the Kenyans, they did a genocide. They did the biggest, the most disgusting genocide, yeah, against the Somalis in that region. It's called the Garissa genocide. You can look it up. They killed many people. Anyways, and Ethiopia as well, they were oppressing the Ogaden Somalis, yeah. So Somalia, when it got strength, and actually it had the biggest air force, the biggest military in Africa, it had the biggest navy in Africa. It was a superpower in
It was
East
also known
Africa.
as the second Switzerland of Africa.
So when Somalia had Somalia was one of the founding members of the African Union. Somalia, yeah, was one of the people that got rid of apartheid in South Africa.
Imagine that. They don't tell you this.
we trained, yeah. Do the people who are.
Explain to this brother one more. What do you think?
What's the political party in South Africa?
Somali apartheid.
Yeah, Somalia was one of the leading figures here fighting against apartheid that was happening in South Africa and the colonialism that was happening in Africa.
Also to add, Zimbabwe.
Yeah, Zimbabwe.
We freed Zimbabwe from the white people. We fought. Actually, our soldiers
we
are still
sent
buried
pilots.
there.
We sent pilots, Somali pilots, yeah, to help Zimbabwe.
Yeah. Also, what happened is that the soldiers that fought in ground, like the president went, like one of our the president before, what's his name, Mohammed Hassan, the one before Fromanjo.
Yeah.
He actually asked those people to take those graves out so we can bury them home. And you know what they said? These are historical figures for us. These are our brothers that we can't, like they have the best monuments and we can't remove them.
And South Africa, when apartheid was happening, they went to Somalia for training, for military training as well, and to get passports so they can travel around the world and voice their concern that was happening in South Africa. They got that passport. They were traveling
also
the world.
The peace deal of Tanzania.
They were traveling.
Was it Tanzania and
in South Africa.
Uganda.
In South Africa, yeah, they were traveling with Somali passports around the world, telling people, look, we're being oppressed in South Africa. That's what was happening. We were training them as well.
Imagine Somali passport.
We did a lot. We did a lot for Africa. Okay, and obviously the African Union, we were one of the biggest, and the African Union happened in Somalia, you know that. They had a meeting, and it was all the African heads there, they came to Somalia for the meeting of the African Union. So we did a lot for Africa, but the thing was, yeah, when we were also a superpower in the region. So when we saw our region get taken away, yeah, one of the first wars we went to was against Ethiopia, because we were like, yo, our people are being oppressed. We want our people back, and we want our land back. So we went to war with them. And then they got help from, they went to basically they got a new leader, Ethiopia, who was a communist. So he went to the USSR, to the Russians, and he said, Russians help me. And the Russians helped him.
But also the Russians stabbed us in the back.
Yeah, they stabbed the Somalis in the back and they helped the Ethiopians.
Russia was our allies when it comes to artilleries, weapons, whatever that we wanted, we'll get it from them. But also not to forget that we made our own bullets and our own guns.
No, but that was wrong on our part,
yeah,
to rely on the Russians, because this is what happens, Africans, yeah? Whenever you rely on outside power, you will always be, they all betray everyone. So anyway, they betrayed us and they helped with the Ethiopians. And America is supposed to help us. Because USSR, America, they had the feud. So if they're helping the USSR, helping them, America's supposed to help us. America is the biggest traitor, I'm telling you. Nobody trusts America ever, trust me. They not even one bullet. They didn't even give us a bullet.
You got 100 faces, you get me? They'll show you a different face every time.
At least the Russians help you, yeah, but the Americans don't give you nothing, they don't even help you, they're sickos. Yeah. So I'm saying Americans are worse than the USSR, but either way, yeah. So if we made our own tanks, if we made our own artillery, if we made our own bullets, we wouldn't need anybody, we would be self-sufficient. But that's what happens with Africans. They think they can just buy stuff from other countries and that they're happy, and they will always supply them. It's not going to work.
You see, like Pakistan,
you have to be self-sufficient.
I think that's like an African kind of way of life. Like, yeah, we help each other naturally, but when we do that, you get stabbed in the back.
You see, like Pakistan.
Yeah.
You see, no one would tell you this about Pakistan. Yeah. Actually, Pakistan sells weaponry and artilleries to the superpowers. Like literally, like every gun, every like nice gun and nice what's it called, fire jet that you see, it was made and designed in some parts of Pakistan. And Pakistan, they make their own weapons, their own aircraft. Everything they have is theirs. They don't buy it, rather they sell it. Right? But when you look at on the news and the propaganda, they'll tell you it's poor, it's a terrorist place, it's this and that. They will just show you like an ugly part of that country that doesn't even exist. And if it does, it's just like a little bit of gangs here and there, like rolling.
They even have nuclear bombs.
They do.
Because I'm telling you, yeah, Africans, look, if all we have to do, yeah, if we think about ourselves, okay, we can achieve it. For example, look, a nuclear bomb, yeah, is an ancient technology. It's not something that is hard for anybody. You can get some couple of scientists, trust me, they can make it. But the whole point is, yeah, you have to, as Africans, yeah, you have to establish industries for yourself. You have to establish, for example, if you're going to go to war, yeah, don't just go to war and you have no industry. You understand? That's what Somalis made that mistake, I'm telling you. We relied heavily on the USSR to supply us with weapons and everything.
Not US, Russia.
Yeah,
we had no connection with America anyways. Yeah. America was our enemy in a way.
But I'm saying if we had some industry where we can make our own bullets, our own tanks and all that, we won in the war. But even though USSR was helping them, we won initially. We took back every single square inch of land that was stolen. Yeah, we liberated all our people. We took over everything. We were even at the gate of Addis Ababa. You get me? We were at the gate of the capital of Ethiopia. We could have done it, but we didn't do it. We just stayed where we were. We took over everything. Then the USSR sent soldiers from Cuba.
Do you know how? Wait, let me add something to that. Do you know how many countries it took to actually destroy Somalia? 7 countries.
7.
I'll count down for you. America, Russia, Cuba, Libya, and Cuba was in.
Cuba sent soldiers. To attack Somalia.
There's actually a documentary like Somali soldiers actually
fought against the Cubans,
capturing Cuban soldiers.
Minimum 30,000 or something.
Yeah.
Cubans, I don't know, they gave up on life. You know?
Imagine that.
Imagine going all the way there to a conflict that doesn't have nothing to do with you. That's so ridiculous. You give up on life, innit?
Send out.
Because when they see Africans accomplishing goals and reaching levels of unity and success, it's a threat.
It's a threat to people. But the thing with Ethiopia as well, they should have, when they realized that those people decided, those African brothers, they decided, look, I want to join with my own people, you know. Then you should not get in the way. You shouldn't be holding on to their land with greed. Greed is not a good thing.
But also,
greed leads to war.
Let me raise one thing as well.
It leads to a lot of innocent people being killed.
But listen to this, yeah. Like we Somali people, we haven't got no problem whatsoever with the Ethiopian people. But the problem comes from the government, yeah? Also, what they need to realize that Ethiopia gave away their power the first time when Ethiopia and Somalia had their first war at the time of Ahmed Gurey, the Grank. They call him Ahmed Grank or Grank, something like that, yeah? The first time, and that is when Ethiopia was like abusing our people, killing our people, and doing a lot of like crazy stuff, the thing that they do right now. And what Ethiopia did,
border wars.
Yeah, when they lost the fight, what Ethiopia did is that they actually called on, like they asked support from Spain and Portugal. So as soon as the white man got involved, that day is when Ethiopia was lost to the white man. Because since then, every time Ethiopia does something, these people are involved. They must have signed something, I don't know what.
I mean, Somalis are not the only people in Ethiopia, because obviously Ogaden is still there. So Somalis are in Ethiopia. They're a big portion. One of the biggest populations of Ethiopia is Somali. Okay, and there's
because of Ogaden, innit? Because of the Ogaden region.
Yeah, and the Oromo. The Oromo are a big population, yeah? So the people, guess who's oppressing them? Some minority, Tigray and Amhara, who are minority within Ethiopia, are the ruling class. Okay? And they're oppressing the major groups here, which is Oromo. Oromo are the majority, almost the majority, yeah? And the Somalis. Together they make up more than 50%.
Yeah, Oromos and Somalis are actually united as well.
They're the two most oppressed groups within Ethiopia.
Yeah, but they have Muslims.
And that's why there was a chaos in Ethiopia. If you looked up the Ethiopian news, yeah, there was chaos. Like the people were going against the government, and the government now they're changing and they're trying to reform and stuff, but the people are unhappy. There could almost be civil war in Ethiopia if they're not careful. But that's the whole point is, yeah, you don't oppress people. It's the same thing with Assad. Assad is like an Alawite, okay, and the majority of people in Syria are Sunni. Okay, he's an Alawite minority, and he has all the power. So what happened? There was civil war because the Sunni majority, they're like, we're not going to be ruled over by some Alawite minority, okay, and oppressing us. It's not going to work. Nobody likes some minority here ruling over them. It's not going to work out. You get me? If I went all the way to Cuba or Jamaica, yeah, and I as a Somali want to rule over them, it's not going to work out because there's people there who are majority and they want to rule themselves. You understand? So that's it. Oppression never leads to nothing.
My opinion is that Ethiopia, like the people, I've been to Ethiopia, and wallahi, the people are really nice, isn't it? They're really welcoming, really loving.
We have nothing against Ethiopian people.
The problem between us and Ethiopia is not the people. We love the people. Right, because there's a lot of Ethiopian women marrying Somali men, and Somali men marrying Ethiopian women. We have that interracial, you know what I mean, connection. But the problem is the people that's causing the division, and the reason why they're doing that, yeah. This is my opinion here. I don't think Ethiopia, like the rule of Ethiopia, is no longer in Ethiopian hands. I don't think so, because I think it has. All right, because what I think is this: like I went to Ethiopia, right, and I was going by these embassies. Like I was going to the British embassy, but on my way I was walking there somewhere after I got off the bus, and I saw these different buildings, and there was a guard. One of the buildings there was a guard guarding some place. I think it was a United Nations place. Yeah, it had the United Nations flag, but the guard, he was wearing blue uniform, but he had a pyramid with the Eye of Horus on top of it. I'm thinking, raw man. I'm sure I've seen that. I've seen that before. What are they doing there, bro? Like, is that even Ethiopia? Like, what's going on? And then you see, like, how can like, I mean, people being oppressed every day. Like, forget about Oromo. The Ethiopians themselves actually don't get what they deserve. You get me? So it's not just Somali people suffering at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's just my opinion, innit? Yeah.
Do you know why they want to? Most foreign powers, yeah, all putting their tentacles, yeah, in the Ethiopian government, because the Ethiopian government, yeah, is literally the head of the African Union now. It used to be Somalia, yeah, that's why Somalia got destroyed. Look at it, it's no government. It got destroyed because it was leading the African struggle. It was leading the African Union. You know, the African Union was supposed to be built in Somalia, but they said but then Ethiopia took over that role, and now Ethiopia, the African Union, yeah, where's it based? Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. You understand? And Ethiopia now is basically the leader of the African Union, and that's why everybody wants to get involved with the Ethiopian government. Everyone wants to control. The Americans want control, the Russians want control. Every foreign power now wants control in the Ethiopian government. And I will not be surprised if there is civil war in Ethiopia. I wouldn't be surprised if Ethiopia gets destroyed. They don't want anybody who has the power, anybody who's leading Africa, they always get destroyed. Libya, Gaddafi, He wanted to lead Africa. He wanted to. He's like, I'm the. He used to say some crazy stuff. I'm the king of Africa, or whatever. Yeah. He says, I wanted to create a one economy in Africa. He was a big Pan-Africanist. What happened to him? He got killed on the streets.
And
like
also,
a dog, like a stray dog, man. He got.
if you listen to most of the talks of Siad Barre, the previous Somali president, yeah, most of his talks were about Africa. Every time you hear him speak about, the more he said Somalia, like he said more about Africa than he said about Somalia. He always spoke about the unity of Africa, and he said the main mission of Somalia is to unite Africa. And he said we've already started it. You feel me? Obviously, there's a lot of people. There are like bad things that he did, but also if you keep quoting all the bad things the person did, then we would overlook the other good things that he has done. Like we're not all special, innit? Not everybody's like is legit special, but he was actually contributing to also greater good, and also he's done some horrible stuff which I don't support, but I do support all the good things that he did. Yeah, man. So going back to Somalia now. Because we spoke about Ethiopia a lot, innit? So you want to say something about the livestock, bro? Like you want to say something about animals and stuff?
Yeah, Somalia, they had wildlife, they had safaris, but because of civil war, they didn't have much laws in it to protect the lands there. So that opened doors for international poachers to come and hunt the lions and also take lions. If you go to social media, why do you think a lot of these Arab guys, these millionaires, where do you think they get the lions from? They don't get them from other countries. They poach them and they hunt them. Going, yeah?
Love you.
And a lot of the animals as well, they have to move out because of the drought. So they have to travel and go. They went elsewhere in Kenya and Ethiopia. So that's why I think we should there should be something that
brings them back.
Yeah. Focus on the wildlife, someone that focuses on animals in Somalia.
It's like I think there was a wildlife park in Kismayo, but I think it's controlled by Kenya. I don't know, but I think that I should look into it. But yeah, there is a wild. It's really beautiful and so green, that place. That's where all the animals fled to. You feel me? But anyways, yeah, man.
Having a safari is what brings tourism, and then tourism is also good for the economy as well.
Where's Abu Talha? Abu Talha, man. Where's Abu Talha? The guy I was talking to. Abu Talha. Where's Abu Talha, bro? Yeah, bro, carry on talking.
Long story short, I'd gone somewhere I shouldn't have been, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a witch appeared, and I had to get back to my body before she did. And it was a race to get back to my body. Yeah?
So, yeah, the reason why we had to raise about these things like parrots and Ethiopia and all that. Huh? Yeah, so basically, the reason why we had to cover some subjects like parrots out there is because we have actually witnessed a lot of youth or young Somali people getting bullied because of that. And obviously, if you don't know the backstory and the history to it, yeah, obviously you'll feel ashamed of your people. You feel ashamed of like, why am I part of these people? Like horrible people who are always killing each other. Yeah, it's not like that. It's actually there's a history behind it.
Do your research, innit? That's all it takes.
Like
it's not hard to find the information.
Yeah.
It's not hard to find out the backstory. It's not.
Yeah.
Just look it up.
Also, there's a film. There's a film that I recommend everybody. It's called Pirates of Somalia. So, yeah.
I see.
Yeah. No, it's a film. It's a movie. Yeah, it's called Pirates of Somalia. Yeah. So, have you seen Captain America? Captain America is basically Captain America is the dark side of pirates, and they show you like how
the recent film that came out, Captain America.
Yeah, it's by that guy. What's his name?
White guy.
Tom Hanks. Yeah. So that one is actually the stereotypical side of the Somali pirates. But then you have another film that was after that. It's called Pirates of Somalia.
So what about this film? Is it
Black Hawk Down is, yeah, but also, yeah.
Where's that set?
That was in Mogadishu, in Somalia,
yeah. Yeah, that's when America invaded.
Yeah, nobody asked for them to come in, innit? Nobody asked for, I know Americans, they try to portray themselves as like some good guys, that they were there to help people.
Actually, we see them as invaders.
But the whole point is, we can help ourselves. We never asked for them to come, you know? We never asked for aid. We never asked for nothing from them.
Ever.
You know what I'm saying?
They were like, hey, I'm here to help.
We're okay, you know?
I think that's like their culture. They want to overrule.
Yeah.
But you know what happened though, yeah? before they came, like when Siad Barre fell, there was a guy called ID that was about to take over. If they let the natural things go the way it is, Somalia would have been a stable place by now. But they didn't want that to happen. Guess what? They labeled this guy ID as a terrorist, and they went out for him to kill this new president that's about to take over.
Me personally, I don't know too much about ID. All I know is, America uses things just to get a foothold. Because they knew, Somalia, obviously the government has collapsed. There's like a war zone. So why is America trying to get involved? America's getting involved, They want to go to the, government buildings that were abandoned and take all the information, all those papers, all this information that's there in those buildings, innit? They're just there to collect information so that they can colonize. They want to recolonize us. Neo-colonialism. We don't want nothing. Even if they offered food, we don't want food from them. Nothing from America, you hear me? So Somalis are very clear. So when they came in,
they're very clear, bro.
When they came in, they met with hostility, you get me? They met with the hostile force, and they left with their tail behind their feet, innit? They
left, but they didn't leave at the same time.
The Black Hawk, the Black Hawk helicopter is one of the most advanced helicopters on the planet. And Somalis took 2 of them down with some RPGs, unguided missile, you get me? You get me? So that's peak for them, innit? After they saw that, they're like, nah, we give up, we're never coming here again. Even their special forces, what's it called? The Rangers and all that, they all got dragged through the streets and everything, got massacred. By who? People wearing slippers, man, and some AK-47s dragged their special forces through the streets.
Also, let me reason one point.
Realistically,
those Somalis, those Somalis were raised in war, you know that. So you can't come here with some special forces thinking you're like some Rambo or something. It's not going to work out for you.
Imagine this. This is not the first time Somalia...
It's not going to work out for you.
Wait. Let me raise one point, This is not the first time Somalia defeated a superpower. It's not. The Portuguese and the Portuguese. There was also Ethiopia was also one of the largest empires. We defeated them. What's it called? Tell me. I think. Yeah, and then there comes the Americans, and then comes the 5 or 7 other people, like the Cubans and all that. It was just like Somali people are crazy when it comes to war, bro. You get me? Like, don't push our buttons, innit? Just leave us alone.
Some of them, especially in Somalia, after the civil war, after the government collapsed, people were fighting continuous. It was continuous warfare. Some people were raised in war. They were fighting as a children, innit, in war, and they grew up surviving. So imagine you survived there, live bullets, and you literally went through live military training, and then some guy comes in, some guy, SEAL Team 6, coming in with all these...
Yeah, he took some little training somewhere.
Trust me, with some fake bullets, man. It's not going to work out for you. So, anyway.
You got old safeties, like, supposed not to die, but this guy here's out here to die, bro. No. What are you going to do?
We don't want to, we made it clear already, we made it clear, like, in Black Hawk Down and many other instances, we do not want foreign intervention, any foreign intervention,
America.
in our land. If there's gonna be war, we're gonna fight it out.
Apart from Turkey.
I don't care. I don't want peace, through the hands of foreign occupiers. You get me? Because they use that as like a tool to gain a foothold, to gain like control. You understand? So if we're gonna fight it out, we're gonna fight it out until we come to some sort of conclusion. Okay? But you don't come in between me and my brother if we're fighting.
We are true freedom fighters, man. That's what we are. True, real freedom fighters. Like,
we were against colonialism, even when Siad Barre and those guys even though we don't agree with him, I don't agree with Siad Barre. But the thing is, Somalis, we never ever accepted colonialism.
Never.
Okay? We were always against any sort of apartheid, okay, and outsiders coming into Africa. We were against it. And you could see the art. We did many arts, man, came out from Somalia against colonialism.
Wow. So what you need to understand is this. Somali people, you have superheroes as well, like heroes, like crazy people. Like, for example, look, we have Ahmed Gurey, we have Wilwal, we have what's her name, Arawelo.
Say Mohammed Abdullah Hassan.
Mohammed, of course, I'm coming to him. I'm going in time, innit? Mohammed Abdullah Hassan, and then finally, who do we have? I think Farmajo's trying to prove something, but we'll see sometime, innit?
Not Farmajo.
We'll see. We'll see sometime, innit? We'll see.
We ended there, Thank you.
Yeah, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum, peace. And by the way, we're not trying to promote. All we're doing is this right now here, is that we're trying to educate the people. and this is like obviously when it comes to history and what's it called, and talking about countries, politics will always come into it. You feel me?
And also, yeah, if some of you seen like some sort of conflict that happened in the park, whatever, the thing is we are resolving it. You understand?
Yeah.
You know, me, I don't agree with any sort of conflict here between anybody, okay, in the park, especially between Somalis, yeah, and between Muslims. I don't agree with that at all, yeah.
Inshallah.
So this brother as well and other brothers, we are going to resolve any sort of conflict that we have amongst each other. You know, I condemn it. I don't support any sort of, you know, beef.
Yeah, I know what you're relating
and
to.
we will resolve it, even if they don't like it. You get me? Even if they dislike it, now it's gonna be resolved. It is, inshallah.
Yeah, but
we end it there.
Inshallah. Hopefully it goes well, innit?
Yeah.
But what I'm thinking is that, for example, this whole Somali corner movement is to support the youth and to educate the youth.
Yes.
You have to know your history.
Yes.
I mean, so like, for example, we are Muslims and we got hats on, and then we're talking about killing and stuff, but it's not. It's history, bro.
Yeah,
you feel
it's
me?
our history. Yeah.
It's history.
History is history, innit?
Yeah. So that's the way it is. We're not trying to promote anything. Inshallah. Salam.
Learn your religion, learn your culture.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Content over everything. Content over everything. From your melanin.
Come, man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to.
Not true. That's not what you said a minute ago. You said so what? I said not true. Not true. You don't like girls, little girls, do you? Nah, just little boys, I think. She wasn't 9. Even if she was, I don't know, 16. Is it normal okay for a 50-year-old girl to play with a 19-year-old girl? Why is that normal okay? Why he had 9 wives? Why was it 9 wives? Why are you allowed 4 but he had 9? That's not. Why weren't you ever 8, 9 or 8 years old? Because he liked